Hello and welcome to Episode 5 of our Unit 4 Financials feature Spotlight series. In this episode, we'll be looking at hierarchies in Unit 4 Financials to build them, edit them, and importantly, how to use them in reports. Many of you may have come across hierarchies before in business intelligence tools such as IBM Cognos, Essbase, or MicroStrategy, where they're used to naturally organize and aggregate data from the lowest level leaf up to the highest parent or node level. A typical example of a hierarchy that businesses would use would be the profit-loss account for an organization. Another example, and one we'll use in this presentation, is a cost center organization hierarchy. Unit 4 Financials works much the same way as the business intelligence tools I mentioned earlier. It allows users to input transactional data to the books, and then using hierarchies, we can aggregate that data to be queried in browse reports. The pair with financials is that you do not need an IT specialist to run BI-Cube update to see your data. As soon as the journal is entered, you can see the results in the reports. Before jumping straight into building a hierarchy, I would always recommend that you plan out your hierarchy first on paper, or in my case, Excel. This way, you'll ensure that you know what the result should look like. Let us look at the organizational hierarchy I've built in Financials based on this Excel design here. In Financials, we can find hierarchies by going to the main menu, selecting Finance, Inquiries. Scrolling down the page, find Masters and then Hierarchy. On the drop-down here, we want to select CW_hire and then hit the green icon. This will open up the hierarchy that I've previously built. The basic setting tabs here, we can see that I've made this hierarchy valid for all years. We can easily have restricted the usage of this hierarchy, maybe for one financial year or for multiple financial years. Selecting the Hierarchy tab, we can see now that nothing is really showing, but we do have this thing called a root. This is a very top level of the hierarchy. We can drill down to all levels of the hierarchy by selecting All, and then Open Tree to the level. This will open all the hierarchy as we scroll down. We can see that it kind of represents what we had in Excel. The two different icons here represent either a node or an aggregated level. And this icon here for admin shows it is a lowest level leaf. So this is the level the data is posted to in a journal within Financials. If I click on admin, I can then modify that leaf to look at the details behind it. So for my hierarchy, I'm using an element code. I could easily have used groups of elements or an account group, but I chose element code from company CUKST. And the element I'm using is element 2, and it's D110. I've chosen to key in the name here, so I've chosen to define the name. We could have used the element name from within Coda, and then it would have given me what was typed into Coda. The reason I wouldn't recommend this personally is if you have two elements with a very similar name, you might get a conflict here, where it tries to, within the hierarchy, use the same name twice, and then that thinks it's a duplicate, so what I tend to do is define the name. And then I know that it is unique, and I know I'm not going to have any problems. For this example, I have entered some journals into Financials so I can see that data rolled up within my hierarchy. I have a Browse Details report here showing me the journals that I've posted. Journal 2116 and Journal 2117, these are costs, and these are revenue. So what I would expect to see in the hierarchy is the evidence of this roller by cost center. So by element 2, then we will see the aggregation of that data. In order to see that, we would use a report, a prose report. So if we go into the main menus, again, Financials, Inquiries, and Reports. I have built a report called CW_hierarchy. If I run that report, what it does, and it is dynamic, like I say, based on that journal and based on the hierarchy, it has aggregated the data from the lowest level through to the top level of the organization. My screen is on a laptop, so it's quite a small screen, but what we can do is export this data to Excel. If I open the report now in Excel, what I see is the same as I just saw in Financials. So my hierarchy is run with organization. I only brought in the top level, level 2, and level 3, and the bottom level cost center just to show us an example of what that data would look like. Now, what I have just noticed is we had a new cost center last month. Cost center was D010, and it should be in the same node of the hierarchy as D002. If I go back to my original Excel file of my hierarchy, I can see this one here highlighted yellow, which helps that it is not in the hierarchy, it is in the journal. So what I need to do is to add this leaf, D01, into the hierarchy, save the hierarchy, rebuild the hierarchy, and I can rerun that report again. So I go back into Financials, go into my hierarchy, and I scroll down. I see that my new cost center is missing, so what I would do is click on the level that I wanted to go into, in this case 131, scroll to the top of the screen and add a leaf. As explained earlier, we are bringing in element codes. It is element 2. And now our missing cost center is D010, which is pre-sales. I could use the element name within Financials, but I'm choosing my own name, so what I will do is put that in here to make it unique. And I'll do the same for header text as well. And if I save that, I can now scroll down to see that within node L131, I now have 2 cost centers in there, 2 leaves, 2 elements too. What I now need to do is save the hierarchy. But before we can use the hierarchy, we need to rebuild it. So if we go into the tab Expanded Hierarchy, I'm putting a log title here, so I'm building this hierarchy. So I'm just going to call it CW_hire_build. And this icon here is Save and Build. So it's saving the hierarchy and building it at the same time. Now that has been saved, I can go back into my Browse report. I can rerun the report. Now, as we scroll down, we now have this cost center, the new cost center I've added into the hierarchy within my report. Again, export this through to Excel. So there we go. That was the cost center that was missing from the previous one. I'll just prove that by going to the previous broadbands report. And this one, it's missing. And my new one, it's there. So it really is that simple to post journals, update a hierarchy, and run the report. It's dynamic. It doesn't need any other help. You don't need your IT department to rebuild the business intelligence cubes in Cognos or Space. A finance person can do this themselves. Of course, if you don't have a BI solution, then this could be a quick way to look at aggregated data. Look at hierarchies to help you understand your data better. It is a good way to use Financials, and it enables self-service within your finance team. And that concludes our short video for you today. I hope you found it useful. You can watch more of our Unit 4 Financials Spotlight series on our YouTube channel. Here at Millennium Consulting, we provide dedicated support for your business. Our team of consultant-grade application and technical experts provide you with a wealth of experience in supporting mission-critical systems. We monitor and manage your solutions so you do not have to, allowing you to focus on growing your business. Contact us for further details by visiting our website, millenniumconsulting.com. Thank you.